everybody, my name is Spammals and welcome back to Sinking Simulator Floating Sankbox, the game about making ships not sink, then not float, and then definitely sink on the water again. Coming up tonight, we're going to sink some ships. Who would have thought? As always, there is a link in the description box beneath the video, and on that bombshell, without any more stalling, let's begin! Oh, for the passengers of the Carnival Dream, it was to be a dream holiday on board a luxurious ocean cruise ship. Where am I going with this? But no, their dreams became a nightmare, for on board was a treacherous person planting bombs. Oh, their propulsion was taken out with the swift. What's the button to make the bomb blow up again? Hang on. Their dreams were nightmares as the bombs were armed and triggered. Woo! Oh, that bottom has burst more than a newborn baby with diarrhea. Look at that. Wow, this ship is absolutely screwed. No! Help us! The screams can be heard, but it is too late. Not a single lifeboat gets off as the dream definitely becomes a wet dream, but not in a good way, because there is water quite literally everywhere. Not even a box of tissues will take care of this mess. As the bridge goes up in the air, all the people on the bridge are like, hey, we should do something about this, but it's too late. It's sinking. My earphones are coming off, but that's just how crazy this situation is. Who would have thought just one bomb on a propeller blade would be enough to turn the dream into a nightmare? If I keep saying that, it'll reaffirm the point that this is a nightmare. Now you may be thinking to yourself, things couldn't get worse from here. The people on board that ship, well, they're probably dead and things just... It's not gonna end well for them, is it? But you're wrong! It turns out whoever was on board that planted that first bomb has also smuggled a whole arsenal of impact grenade bombs. Upon impact, upon anything, they will detonate and most likely cause a chain reaction that will see the total decimation of this wreckage. Put a couple in the middle just to make sure we can split this one. Oh my god, help us! I'm trapped in my cabin and I'm running out of air! This couldn't possibly get any worse! They said erroneously as the dream became a nightmare once. Oh, it's popped its load and split it off! What was that? That was your death! Because you're dead! Because the ship is sunk and literally now it's missing everything! Oh no! As the dream laid in tatters on the ocean floor, the carnival sail. The funnel! It was a remembrance of a time before bad times happened for that one ship that at one time the dream became a nightmare. Crippled with guilt of the people that they murdered that day, they sent a ship out to try to recover the wreckage. Using their grabbing tool, everybody, they tried to pick up the funnel. Partly to hide their shame, but also to recover stuff. And just like that, the dream! It surfaced once again! Hang on, I need to move the screen. Oh, here we go. Getting closer and closer to the surface. Yeah, bits dangling everywhere, but curiously. Oh, for the first time in literally minutes, the wreckage will see sunlight once again, ascending faster and faster. Oh, it breaks the surface! Woohoo! The dream is afloat again! No, it's sinking again. Come back. Apparently this dream insists on sinking. Oh, we got it, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him! And so piece by piece, fragment by fragment, the dream resurfaced and under its own weight is apparently jiggling. That's fine. If it jiggles, it wiggles, and everyone knows a wiggling, jiggling is definitely breaking upping. But many of the pieces, oh my god, it's tearing itself apart. Could you just float so we can do recovery? No! Ta-da! Didn't stand a chance, just instant sink action there. Now, I know what you're thinking. At this point, things couldn't get any worse. It got worse! In the cabin of the person who put the first bombs on board, his antimatter bomb slipped from his underwear drawer, and there it is. And during the recovery efforts, the ship had slidden over treacherous seabeds of pointy proportions. Oh no, I'm still alive in here! Did somebody rescue us yet? Cried the passengers on board who were somehow still not dead. It was only an antimatter of time before this wreck leaves existence entirely. Whipping up a storm is trying to hide getting comfort from a seabed, but this bed is not made for you have made your own bed by sinking in the first place, poofing out lots of fragments. This is the end of the dream, because today the dream became a nightmare. Resting at a crushing depth of that far, the British American Incorporated Government Limited were very embarrassed about the situation, and they thought, we must remove all evidence of wrongdoing here because clearly something went wrong. So they came back and they dropped bombs. One by one, massive Acme bombs landed on the wreck site because amazing reasons. And how did they blow up? Hang on. I think because they're underwater, I can't light the fuse. So we need a backup plan. With a trusty hammer, it was time to hit the nail on the head and hit the pin into the bomb. Boom! Really? Bombs normally blow up when you hit them with a hammer. Remote control bombs replace the previously terrible bombs that for some reason have an impartiality to working underwater. And then push all the buttons on the keyboard. Goodbye! Oh, the final countdown has begun, like an episode of Countdown with 9 out of 10 cats doing Countdown. It's absolutely ruined. And with the chilling sound of metal, steel, and maybe a dead violinist going, ah! The dream was over. As the day turns to night, and for nights, nightmares thrived on the dreams of the many that had perished. The sun did rise the next day, and the shocking truth hit the press. And the most shocking thing about this entire situation, well, turns out the dream died in a not very big bit of water. People from the land can see the whole thing happening and are like, is this a movie? Is this for real? Oh my god. Like some sort of metal-based dream, the nightmare was soon to be over. But it wasn't, because the water was starting to be filled in because of how dangerous it was and has inadvertently become even more dangerous. Oh no! Once again, the dream had become a nightmare. It's crunch time. What they're gonna do to avoid disaster. At this point, there truly is not a lot they can do, as inch by inch, they get closer and then impale! Oh. They got absolutely shafted. Talk about penetration. The bows nearly completely severed off. The midship forward section nearly completely impaled up to the water slides. If you're a fan of saggy bottoms, got you covered, fam, because that is one saggy bottom. And then once again, midship, all the way up, and in fact it's pierced one of the lifeboats. Once again, the British American Conglomerate Government Incorporated were very, very upset about this. Just when they thought the dream was once again a reality, the nightmare of the situation revealed itself to be so. Once again, they had to take care of business. The saggy bottom was getting too much press coverage on Ship Hub, so they had to get rid of it. So with their slicing tool, wink everybody, blah, 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 piece by piece, the saggy bottom began to tumble and fall. There it goes. Oh, hanging in there somehow by a single piece of girder. Time for the final slice. And just like a discarded pizza, Hadouken, it was over. Dear Lord, an impact bomb. Oh no! Where did that come from? Well, that's a hot mess right there. Next up, it was time for the bow. Oh, to get a little bit of a haircut because it looks a bit like an unhappy shark. Got the eye right there. There goes the eye. The mouth is already wide open. Hadouken! Oh, get off. Oh, it's going. It should be going any second now. It's completing going. It's directly going. There we go. At this point, Carnival was like, enough is enough. Get that funnel off that ship. So a SWAT team of trained monkeys dropped in with laser beams and went pew, 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 pew. And with that, the funnel hung on and go, went away. Enough was enough. And the monkeys, a bit crazy at this point, just went mental. There, that's gone and fudged it, isn't it? And with that, the dream fell once again. There's some bits hanging on to existence, unwilling to let go. But remember, You gotta let go. Now, at this point, stocks were plummeting in America, England, Conglomerate Incorporated, and there was like, the ocean has gotta go. Our ships keep sinking in the ocean. We must eliminate the threat. Remove the environment. So, they got big bulldozers, and they just, like, piece by piece, build in the ocean. Yes. No one can possibly sink if there is no water. And just like that, the whole thing was covered up because it never happened. Because dreams never become nightmares. And on that bombshell, that's an episode right about that. Did you enjoy this? I wanted to do something different compared to the last episode, and I feel that this one is entirely different. Far more story-driven with all of a whole lot more, I don't know, stupidity. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, follow me on Twitter and tell me that one time that your ship sank and you was like, oh no! And on that bombshell, thank you for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody!